Wake up! Look what's going on around us.
So bonjour, Portugal, Balliol Clare. So I'm walking around the Garden of Remembrance. I've had a few good conversations today that I'd like to share with you. One is an American woman who has spent, it's not her first time here, she's pretty much shocked as to what's going on, as I am myself. But for someone to come from Boston, who comes here regularly and she sees it, you know, I'm the same. If I'm 6 months away from the country, I come back, I'm like going, what the hell? So, went up to the Garden of Remembrance. Oh, look. So, yeah, the interviews will be with, I've got one with an evangelist. I've one with a Christian outside Enoch Burke. I just had one that we have fears about. We have fears about what's happening around St. Patrick's Day. This is where I am at the moment. Beautiful Garden of Remembrance. So, there are fears. I'll read out the gripped quote about fears around the St. Patrick's Day parade. Also, I'm going to put bits in from last year from tourists I talked to, Americans, Indians, etc. on Patrick's Day, who didn't feel worried, didn't see the homeless situation, didn't see any of the refugee crisis. It was quite strange that they hadn't actually seen anything. So, this is a few bits of pizza. This is a few bits I'm putting together today. I'm at the homeless food handout here. Got a couple of decent conversations. One more person to try and talk to you down the road who are Christians trying to convert Muslims to Christianity, which is the first I've seen. But I don't know if he'll talk to me. He talked to me off camera, but if someone says they don't want a camera on them, there's no camera on them. What's behind me? Garden of Remembrance. So yeah, I'm going to take a walk into town. Yeah, I'll show you the few videos that I've recorded already, and we'll see what else we can talk. Who else we can talk to on the way. Hopefully all goes to plan. So I've just met Mary Murray, who's originally from Irish, Irish heritage. I'm on my way up to the Dáil. Mary's already been here. I've been there, sorry. So, what are your thoughts, Mary?
Well, I just heard there was women were going to go stand silently and protest what's going on, so I wanted to be a part of it, but they're not there. There was one Irish flag and like 20 Palestinian flags, and so
that tends to be what happens.
I just saw a homeless person when I came around the corner, and nobody's protesting for that poor man.
Is he Irish?
He was Irish. They're only Irish like that.
They're all Roma along here.
Oh. Well, I just walked yesterday from Mary Street to a Connolly station, down Henry Street, Talbot Street, and I'm just shocked. I just don't know what's going on here.
It is pretty shocking.
It's terrible.
What do you think of Ireland at the moment?
I'm just distressed for it. I really actually almost was crying yesterday, just at I feel like it's gone. Like the place I grew up doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's pretty sad to hear.
It's really sad. I actually was tearful yesterday. I rode the Lewis down to Oregon to meet up with some friends, and I've not really spent time like that in Dublin in some time. I come and I stay around here, and it's up Grafton Street, so you don't really see what's going on. But I've watched online, Derek Bly and Philip Dwyer, personal heroes of mine. I keep saying it, in 100 years, look, I'm getting emotional. We're not singing about those two men. We lost. We can't lose. This is a special place, Ireland, and I don't know how this has been allowed to happen.
So what else has happened? When were you here last?
I come a lot. I was here last Christmas, and I've been living in London. So
what's changed? You've probably breached on some things, but what's the biggest change
that
you've seen?
The immigration, the open borders. That there's the Irish people. Hang
on.
Is that a gimbal?
Yeah, but I've lost you. Hang on.
Ireland is not a rich country.
Ireland, well, we are wealthy, but you wouldn't know it.
No, not people on the street. So,
no.
I just see how people are now, and the Irish aren't doing well out of it, and that you don't see them around. Like if I walked Henry Street, I probably could have counted the Irish people I saw in one hand.
That's happening.
It's happening, and
Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that. I mean, it's happening everywhere. As I said, I just lived in London for some time, but this is my home, and so to come here and feel like a fish out of water is just disconcerting. Like, I knew it was happening even, because as I said, I pay a lot of attention to Ireland and Irish politics and what these shower are doing in here.
Have a look here. It's already blocked off over here.
So I went down Dawson Street and then that little inlet.
Yeah.
They searched my bag and that, but there was no point in staying because I'm not cheering for Palestine. They're taking the eye off the target. We should be cheering for Irish people.
Yeah.
Would they know you then?
Yeah, good chance. It's probably the other. How do I get in from the front?
Where are you looking to get to?
To the front of the door.
Down Dawson Street, I think, is the way I just went in.
Well, there's a protest down there on the right, so you can't get down any further here, or it's closed off there on the right-hand side.
It's the protest I'm going to. How do I get around to that? Even the blocked off area.
What is your best way in there?
How did you get to
Dawson Street.
All right, well,
Like
there
that
you
middle,
go.
down the middle. Then
That's where I want to go. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
I know, because my American accent, people think I'm, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know why I feel so highly about Ireland. I just always have. Especially growing up as Irish parents abroad. I grew up singing rebel songs, and we'd have Irish nights, and my nana would tell Irish stories. And I've been coming to Ireland 45 years. It's a long relationship. It's probably the longest relationship of my life
Relationship with the country.
with the country. I'd come anywhere. I just I was in London. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm like, I just roll around on the ground. I'm so happy to be here.
But it's not what you thought.
No.
And that's even since.
And I knew it, but yesterday was quite startling to me that, especially that area. And I grew up in North Dublin, so to see, that used to be our Henry Street and Moore Street.
Gone.
We were all gone.
Let me get
Even
on
to
this.
see,
Let me get on this side.
Roaches stores closed up and homeless Irish people on the street out front of it. What is that about?
Were you out in the evening at all?
No, I wouldn't go down there really, I don't think.
It's dangerous at night.
I think it is dangerous at night.
See this? See this Roma here? They're taking over here. These are criminal gangs.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know, why are they here? Who's let them here?
See,
What benefit do they
there's
possibly have?
Nothing.
Nothing. Except for, and then I see poor Irish people giving them their change.
Hang on. Change for what? Are you hungry? What's the change for? What do you want change for? Why do you need money for? For what? You're not short of food.
Chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. She's short of chicken.
I don't understand how that's even possible. People need jobs, and I think too that people will work for cheaper. Irish people don't have the jobs. I look at the infrastructure. I just drove west. Imagine if the money that's been spent on housing illegal migrants was spent on Irish people and Irish business and Irish infrastructure.
There you
it's
go.
billions.
Can we not go that way,
Is this
no?
Dawson Street? No, I went one more.
Hey,
But I am turned around. I would say when we were kids, I didn't know the name of the streets. You didn't need to,
I don't know the name of any street.
You're a Dublin man,
I know, but I have MS and I'm really confused with directions.
Oh.
So I've got Google Maps on for even going to the door.
No, the one with the Lewis goes up. That's where I came down.
All right, that's probably where people are.
And you can go in the middle, but I really recognize that man. And I just don't know, why is he outside the Dáil protesting an illegal migrant and I know Irish people are there. I was shocked.
He is an illegal migrant?
I think he's an illegal migrant. He's at every march. You know the one I'm talking about? He tried to...
Dosa?
Yeah, Dosa.
Turkish guy?
Yeah. He was stood right in front of me. I gave him the evil at the stink eye.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He's very well known. Here's another Roma.
Yeah, why is that? And in every
Earning well today, love?
You may hate
Yeah, I bet you are.
Unbelievable. I mean, I have empathy for people and what they've gone through.
Of course, but they're a criminal gang.
They're a criminal gang,
you know.
and how they got access to Ireland. If they're a criminal gang, has given them access to Ireland.
Well, all they need to do is catch a plane. Now, it's easy to confuse Roma with Romanians, and that's not true.
Yes.
They could be Bulgarian, they could be...
Because I know Romanians, they hate it when people say that to them.
Yeah,
They're
they do, of course. I got Romanians in my family. That means something.
No, that's not him. He's Carl.
I've never met him face to face.
Me neither, so I was shocked that's I go down there and the only face I recognize is his.
Petition for Palestine?
No, thank you. Petition for Ireland.
Yes. Because here's the thing, they're getting us to be in there and chant for people who are invading our country.
Yeah.
They're having us chant for the enemy.
There's no telling them. I do think that I think everyone was a lefty when they were kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they just don't know what's going on.
Sure, when we were kids, we wore desert boots and the Palestinian scarves.
The yellow scarves.
Yeah, because, you know, they were in occupied territory like us.
Schoolboy crush on Che Guevara, this kind of
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. But now they've taken all the revolutionaries out, and what are we supposed to worship Simon Harris?
Well, he's out now. With a different
he's
T-shirt.
out.
We
Yeah,
got Micheál Martin, Micheál
But
Martin.
the same, like, limp energy.
Yeah, and it was amazing to see. I have to say, Trump's inauguration, the positiveness, whatever anyone thinks about him, the positiveness of the whole Trump inauguration, he was like, that's it, this is what's changing, signing up. It was just so quick.
Yeah, but right now it's just a couple of signatures on a piece of paper, you know what I mean? He's got to put his money where his mouth is and actually do something.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure he actually will.
Maybe
but
not.
it's a nice little leeway, and, you know.
He seems to have calmed down. He's not so Adderall. He's not so speedy, or something has changed
whatever
about
he
him.
was up to. I mean, he's an old man. You know what I mean? He's approaching 80.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Like, I've lost hope in any of the politicians. Nobody's saving us. We have to save ourselves. Like the likes of me.
How?
I don't know. People need to stand up and resist this and vote with their money. Right? That's the front of it right there.
All right, we'll get stopped again then.
Yeah, I got searched, and there's some crowd outside the gate. You know, I'm really upset too about the class system in Ireland that seems to have reared its ugly heads, because the people at the gate have very inner city Dublin accents, and the way the cops are treating them to the posh ones with the Palestinian flags is atrocious.
So I have to stop with you now because I'm kind of going to get into this. It's been lovely talking to you, Mary.
You too. Glad I noticed you.
And hopefully things change for the better.
Yeah. And I watch your videos. I'll keep plugging on and
great stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm going to go back this way.
Well, I'm after meeting Nancy here on Henry Street. What do you do here, Nancy?
I'm out here evangelizing, telling people about Jesus Christ and that He is the reason for this season. We're all excited about Christmas, but then just reminding people that Jesus Christ is the reason that we're even having the celebration, and that He came to the world to come and save the world from our sins, so that, you know, we can be with God in eternity and we don't have to perish and be separated from Him.
Perish and be separated.
Be separated from God, yes.
Did you say perish and be separated? Is that the words you use?
Perish, yes.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like
so
that, yes.
So do you think that people will be converted today by what you're doing?
Well, I'm praying, believing that God will change hearts. It is God that changes the hearts of men and convicts people. So ours is to tell people about Jesus Christ, and the Lord will and God will convict and speak to the hearts.
And what do you think of all the Muslims who are doing the same as you?
What do I think about the Muslims doing the same as me?
Yeah.
They are sharing based on their convictions, I suppose.
Which is similar to what you're doing.
Which is similar, I suppose, but then the difference with what we're doing is that we're sharing that Jesus Christ is the only way to the Father, and sharing the knowledge of that, the truth about that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Yes.
What's your name again, brother?
Oh yeah, my name's Alan Sweeney, and I kind of guess the topic of discussion today is the St. Patrick's Day parade. There's been very recent threats made by ISIS where basically they've now made the St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin essentially a terrorist target. And I kind of guess essentially what people should really see it as is really it being a declaration of war. Like I'm pretty sure that if any terrorist group or any terrorist organisation specifically states that they're going to attack a grouping of people, like especially a national event, celebration of Christianity or her patron saint, like this is a very deliberate acts of terrorism, and I believe that it should be treated nearly essentially as an act of war if any such instances do occur. Like any form of terrorist attack that occurs in a country should be treated as an act of war against the people, and if it isn't treated as an act of war against the people, they'll just continue to do it. Like if you see what's happening in Sweden, They're talking about 60 bombs going off, like a bomb nearly every single day. Like there's a shooting nearly every single day. There's 61 no-go zones in Sweden where the police won't go to. So like it's just why would people blatantly ignore terrorism, try justify it, and then just allow it to blatantly occur to the point of where like native populations in their own countries can't just walk freely about in their neighbourhoods without being targeted.
Which is what it feels like now.
Yeah, and like unfortunately, like this isn't like it isn't a hypothetical scenario. Like these instances have occurred all across Europe. Has happened in Italy, Spain, Germany, France, Belgium, England, all the grooming gangs. So, like, why don't people just open up their eyes with, like, acknowledge the threat and just say, well, maybe like after 2,000 years of forming borders, civilizations, cultures, that maybe things were like that and kept that way for a very particular reason. Like I certainly wouldn't go to like the Middle East and try to change their way of life, their culture, like, and that's where that element of respect lies. Like obviously there's obviously some things that may or may not be compatible. Like for example in Afghanistan, they're after reducing the age of marriage down to 9 years old. So
Iraq.
In Iraq.
In Iraq, yeah, just did it yesterday, down to 9 from 14 or 15.
Yeah, so like it's just like how is that compatible in a country where like you can simply double the age of what we'd acknowledge as being a tolerable age for marriage.
Yeah.
So like it's just there's just some things that people have to be aware of. Like I particularly don't feel comfortable with the fact that certain people from certain cultures might have some sort of attraction towards young Irish children, like especially when they're from countries where it's tolerated for them to get married to 9-year-olds, child brides, like child marriages and all the rest.
Shocking.
And we just have to be real about it, essentially.
Okay, all right. Thanks very much for your time, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll
So
see
you're
you.
carrying free, you're outside the Dáil, you're carrying free Enoch Burke signs and RTE are anti-God. So Lisa, tell us your thoughts on why you're here today.
Well, the reason why I'm here, first of all, I'm a Christian. And I've been praying for a long time for our nation. And God has put on my heart that Enoch Burke is innocent and that he deserves justice. And he wants to wake the nation up. He wants to tell people the truth. He wants to vindicate Enoch Burke and he wants to expose RTE. Because RTE are anti-God, RTE are anti-God. And Enoch Burke stood up for holiness. He stood up for righteousness.
Do you want to, because a lot of people be watching from England, do you want to explain why Enoch Burke is locked up at the moment?
He's locked up at the moment because he went against what the teachers wanted him to do with a child saying they wanted to be called gay. He said he didn't want to do that because it's against his religious beliefs. But they sacked him.
Because he wouldn't use pronouns.
He says no. Basically what he's doing, he's standing up for children. He, sees that the schools and the government are allowing kids to dominate the adults. How can a child know whether they should be born a boy or a girl? This has never been heard of, like Donald Trump said, and all these thousands of years we're on, millions of years, wherever we're on this earth. This is anti-God, it's anti-children. We're trying to protect their children. He did it for the children.
What are your thoughts on the puberty blockers?
On the puberty blockers? I don't agree with them because God made, as the Bible says in Genesis, God made us in his image, male and female. He's the creator. We're trying to be the creator.
So there's two genders.
There's two genders, male and female. And God said it's obvious. It's impossible to make a boy a girl a boy. It's impossible because we're trying to be, it's like trying to make a BMW a Toyota. Not to, I'm comparing people to cars, but it's so ridiculous. It's off the head. So, as I said, I'm here today for God, to stand up for justice. God hates injustice and he wants us to take this nation back. He wants to challenge the pastors, he wants to challenge the Christians. Wake up! Look what's going on around us. The government are allowing satanic things into our schools, our children. Our children, this is about our children. Enoch did this for the children. He did this for our children. That's why he's doing this. And not what Archie is saying, he went against the law. Under Act 44 of the Constitution, he has a right to his religious beliefs, his right to his freedom of speech, and our country is not respecting that. They're not giving him that. So they don't believe in God, basically, and they won't admit it. So that's why I'm here today, to stand up for justice and righteousness. As a Christian, as a woman of God, God has asked me to go out and do this.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for talking
Amen.
to me. Lisa,
No problem. Please sit.
I'll see you again, no doubt.
If you want